Hello, my name is Alexander, and we are going to deploy an application model to Amazon Web Services via Sodalite IDE. The deployment process will go the following way. First, Orchestrator will create security rules that would allow access to HTTP ports. Then, an AWS virtual machine would be provisioned using the blueprint inputs. The orchestrator then connects via SSH to VM and Docker engine is installed. A reference to Docker registry with required container is created, then HTML site, and the last part of deployment is the Nginx container that hosts this HTML site. There were two resource models created specifically for this deployment. Namely, they are AWS security rule and AWS virtual machine. This application also utilizes standard models like Docker host, Docker registry, HTML site, and Dockerized component. All resource models were created and saved beforehand in the knowledge base. An application model is ready for deployment. Let's start the deployment process. First thing we need to do for deployment is to prepare the inputs. In order to do this, we go to the Amazon Web Services dashboard, and first we configure the virtual private cloud parameters. First we copy the ID of the virtual private cloud and the region. This is the region this virtual machine would belong to. Then we have to configure the subnet. Go to the subnets and select one subnet we want this virtual machine to belong to. Then we have to configure the SSH key. To do this, we go to Dashboard, Key Pairs, and import a new pair. The value of the pair should be taken from the Xopera REST API. Let's call it Xopera. Then we have to configure the image and the flavor. The simple way to do this is to go to Dashboard, Instances, and try to launch a new instance. But do not actually launch it, just try to do this. Here we can find the ID of the image. And the flavor. Now we have to configure the access to Amazon Web Services. To do this, we create an access key and copy values to the corresponding parameters and inputs. As we selected Ubuntu, we should put Ubuntu as a username. Now, inputs are configured and we are ready to deploy the model. To deploy the model, we select the file and then select Deploy application deployment model. Select the demo inputs we have just created and start the deployment. First, application model is saved into knowledge base via semantic reasoner. Then, application model JSON is obtained and sent to Blueprint Builder that creates a blueprint in Orchestrator. And finally, the blueprint is deployed. We can check the status of the deployment in the AWS dashboard. No instances are running yet. Okay. Instance is initializing. We can check the IP address and verify that there is nothing there. After VM has been initialized, the Xopera orchestrator uses Ansible scripts to install Docker Angel, copy HTML content, and run required containers. And the model has been successfully deployed. We go to our IP address, and here we are. Our site has been successfully deployed. Thank you.